My topic is anxiety disorders and understanding anxiety assessment tools. The definition of anxiety disorders is the natural emotional response to stress or danger, but excessive anxiety can interfere with daily functioning. Anxiety disorders involve chronic fear, worry, and even physical symptoms like heart palpitations, restlessness, and fatigue. Some common types of anxiety disorders is generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and even social anxiety disorder. Why do people assess anxiety? To diagnose anxiety disorders, like the ones that I said before, to determine severity and monitor treatment progress, and to even guide and to create a individualized intervention planning. Instrument that I wanted to focus on in regards to anxiety is the Beck Anxiety Inventory, or BAI for short. The BAI, or Beck Anxiety Inventory, was founded by Aaron T. Beck and Robert A. Stier. Publisher, the Psychological Corporation, and the date of publication, first published in 1988. The nature and purpose of this test is to measure the severity of anxiety symptoms, and particularly the physiological symptoms. As far as age and grade level, it can go up to 17 and up. Scores available are 0 to 7 is minimal anxiety, 8 to 15 is mild anxiety, 16 to 25 is moderate anxiety, and then 26 to 63 is severe anxiety. The administration and fears of anxiety and how the BAI is used. The format is about 21 questions, self-report, questionnaire, or items, as some assessments state. The administration time ranges from 5 to 10 minutes, and the scoring is from 0 to 3 per item, which is per question. Some special features for this assessment: it focuses on the somatic symptoms like dizziness, numbness, and the fear of losing control. And the cost ranges around $120 to $150 for manual and scoring forms. Some technical features as far as reliability. Reliability means how consistent the BAI measures anxiety, if the test is good and gives similar results. The internal consistency looks at whether all 21 questions on the BAI are working together to measure the same thing. In the case of Krobak's alpha score, 0.92, it's very high, which means that the item is strongly related and the test is very consistent inside itself. Test and retest reliability means that the BAI gives similar scores even if the person takes this assessment again, like in a week later, and it still gets that same score. That means that it's has a reliable assessment score. So the reliability score of 0.75 means it's fairly stable. All right, the validity tells whether the BAI measured anxiety and not anything else. The convergent validity, the BAI has good convergent validity, meaning that when people take the BAI and other related assessments, their scores are similar. Some norms: the BAI has norms based on both clinical samples and non-clinical samples. So the clinical samples are people diagnosed with anxiety or other additional mental health issues, and then non-clinical is everyday people without mental health diagnosis. Some strengths for the BAI is it's easy and quick to administer, it's high reliable, and it's good for tracking symptoms and the severity over time. A weakness is that it focuses heavily on physical symptoms and less on the cognitive symptoms. So it could be fear of failure, those type of feelings, obsessive thinking, and excessive worrying. Some possible overlap with depression symptoms or the depression disorder in general. And then also, it may not fully capture cultural differences in anxiety expression. So different culture groups can depict anxiety in a different way, and it can look different as well. The alternative assessment methods, So, beyond treatment tools, clinical interviews are another alternative assessment for assessing anxiety. So, that's structured and semi structured. Behavior observations, watching physical signs of anxiety in real world settings, self monitoring diaries. Some patients track anxieties over time with writing it down, like a journal or something like that. And then technical based assessments, mobile apps, online surveys, measuring real time anxiety. In conclusion, the BAI remains a strong and reliable tool for measuring anxiety, but it should be used with other methods if possible when measuring anxiety, especially if the severity level is higher. So, those in domestic violence shelters, oftentimes they use additional assessment tools to assess someone's anxiety, because anxiety is not just the physiological form, but it can also be from the cognitive form as well. And the multi-model approach, combining self-reports like clinical interviews and technology, it gives a fuller understanding of an individual anxiety. Thank you.